What's up? Welcome to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be discussing weapons and perks. Now, I don't use a lot of weapons. I've been using the same 4 weapons for a very long time, and I've actually switched out my previous weapon, which was the Scar, for the typewriter, because I thought it would be pretty cool to run around with a Tommy gun. Now, not really a lot of DPS there, right? 177,000. If I'm going to use this weapon hardcore in every missions, then yes, I'm going to have to go pull out my survivors, put in my weapon damage survivors, and I'm going to be doing a natural 400k to maximum 500k in DPS without being in somebody else's game being boosted. Those would be my natural stats. I'm not going to do it. Right? I got off that build a long time ago when I realized that ability damage hits harder than weapon builds. The only time you really need a weapon is for that emergency use, right? Or if you're playing with a ninja. A ninja, they have to use everything. Like, a ninja cannot walk in to destroy the encampments and just use their abilities. They just can't. They have to use their weapons. So if you're a ninja, here, use weapons. Have fun, right? I'll just use my abilities and I'm still going to ace you, right? That's how sad the ninja is. So it's just not my playstyle, right? To be running around with a weapon, just wasting mad resources to craft another weapon when abilities do it so much better. Let's get into your upgrade. Ready? Modify perks. Element energy. Let's say if you like the Gravedigger and you're gonna listen to some other YouTuber tell you, yeah, you gotta have all these elements for the element, fire husk. You're going to want to use that water, and then for the physical, for the normal husk, you're going to want to use that element physical damage. Well, you want to know something? That means every time you get into a match, you're going to have 2 of the same weapon, or 2 weapons different for your physical and then for your elemental husk. It makes no sense, right? Just use element energy. It works across the board. And 20% damage, the game is broken. You're really not doing that much more damage, right? The only thing you're going to miss out on is if you use element physical plus 44% damage. So that means any normal husk in the game, you're going to do that 44% damage on. But if you go shoot at an element water husk, you're not doing no extra damage. None at all. None. It's just not happening because it's not a normal husk. So don't even use physical damage. It's pointless. Just use element energy, and you're still going to smack the husk with element energy, and you didn't have to go be a perfectionist. Now, you can if you want. So be it. Go for it. I'm just not. I don't need to. Never going to have. I'm never going to have to walk into a game and be like, oh, switch my weapons, switch my weapons, switch my weapons. See, I'm above that. Alright? I'm not saying you're below me or above me. I'm just saying I'm above making stupid weapons. I don't need weapons. They're just there for an emergency, in my eyes. So, for your perks, if you're going to have a weapon that causes affliction, like your typewriter, then you're going to want to have that 45% damage to afflicted targets. Because why would you want to have 30% damage there when you can do 45% more to your afflicted targets? Afflicted is basically like gas. Your gas comes down from the trap. It stays there for 6 seconds, just obliterating the enemy's health, then they die. Kind of what affliction does. You just spray the whole pack. You've got 20 zombies out there all being afflicted, and then they're dead. Alright? I really don't use this that often. I don't need to. Alright? I used to use the Noble Launcher. I got rid of the Noble Launcher for the Plasmatic Discharge because it hits so much harder. Each hit applies a stack of slow. Right? So, we've got 2 of the 45% damage to slowed and snared targets with another 30% damage, 20% energy, and there we have it for the weapon. Just build your weapon accordingly to how you're going to play it. Not how I'm going to tell you or what some other YouTuber tells you. Build it to how you want to play and what you're going to do with that weapon. Now, I don't use weapons that often. I have no reason to, unless I'm case for that emergency. I have one weapon out here with critical rating because it didn't give me an option to really put damage on there, right? I don't make critical builds. They nerf the critical rating a long time ago, right? And I still wasn't about having a critical build when it used to hit a lot more often than it does now. But why shoot a bullet or a one round and hope for a sniper hit? Or hope for that typewriter to hit with that critical rating chance? I don't care about none of that. So you get all that critical hit chance up to 50 or 60 or 80, whatever you want it to be. Where's your damage then? Right? Oh, just for that critical hit damage at 75%. Yeah, who cares, man? It's not always going to hit. At least when I shoot something, I'm doing continuously damage no matter what. And you're just waiting for a crit. I'm not waiting for no crit. I want them dead now. And once again, I'm using element energy. And for this critical, I don't really need impact, right? It's a sniper rifle. I don't care about reload speed, and I definitely don't need fire rate, right? Either way, the impact. You say, well, what about the impact? Dude, they're not getting close enough to me to push them away from me or to push them away from a build. If they're at my build, I'm there. I'm already there with a plasmatic discharger. Alright? Or I'm pulling out the typewriter. I'm not using the sniper. It's just give that to a defender or something. You know, this is really just there to shoot some walls out of me looting a building, right? Or just sniping at long range across the map. Say there's somebody in the game talking smack and they're whacking a tree. I'm going to build up and I'm going to watch them for the whole game. I'm just going to snipe everything they go to shoot because it's an obliterator. It's going to destroy it. So then they quit talking all this. Then everybody goes back to having a fun game. That's really what I have the obliterator for. Headshot damage. I mean, an extra 80% at the head is pretty good. Element energy, once again, all my weapons, same thing. Founders, I just never made this god rolled. This does have chain lightning, so if I shoot one husk, the bullet will chain off to the rest. Very good weapon. I normally give this out to look like the lower level people in Twine and Plankerton. And that's really it for the weapons, right? These were the natural stats on here. I never changed it. I just left it. I really don't use it, right? So I don't really care about, modifying this to damage. Okay? I really don't really care. Okay? I don't use it that often. Okay? I'm really not using it. I'm really not using any of these. Okay, I'm not a ninja. I don't need to use weapons, right? Ninjas can't even go in to destroy the encampments and just use their abilities. They've got to use their weapons to even keep up with having a high combat score. You'll never see a ninja just go in and use its abilities and then not use its weapons. I mean, they're trying to get to that next encampment as fast as possible just to try to have a high combat score. But you didn't carry nothing. Okay? The 5-second minigun build, I don't even gotta use the weapon. I can just use the minigun the whole entire time, not even touch the weapon. Ninja's gotta use everything. An Outlander can just walk in there, drop its teddy bear, and never have to touch a weapon. Not at all. Don't need to. So why would I want to use weapons when your ability does so much more damage? Right? I have ability damage heroes, survivors, in my loadout to get all that extra ability damage. And it hits way harder than a 400k minimum typewriter. Okay? Way harder. Some people want to talk about Bright Core and Sunbeam. Okay, so Bright Core, you're going to get more durability and take away some of your damage. Okay, so you want to be able to shoot your gun more but do less damage. That doesn't make no sense. If you have to go Bright Core on weapons, then go Bright Core. For some weapons, you just have to go Bright Core. But if it gives you an option to go Shadow Shard instead of Obsidian, go Shadow Shard. Because now you're doing more damage. That means you're going to shoot less bullets, and your gun's actually going to last longer than the guy who has Obsidian on. Because he's got to shoot more. Because he's doing less damage. See what I'm saying? So, a lot of people aren't really that they're just thinking durability. They need their weapon to last longer. Well, you're going to shoot more than me. I'm going to shoot less than you. So my durability still lasts longer than your bright core or your obsidian. So I'm doing more damage. So I'm gonna kill him faster than you. That's how that works, right? You've got damage and then you've got durability. Shadow Shard damage, obsidian durability. You pick and choose. Other than that, that's all I have to say about the weapons. And everybody out there, I will provide a link in the description for the Discord if you want to join. And please stay safe and have a blessed day. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. If I helped you, please leave that follow. It does help. And Laris, if you're out there, hey dude, I don't mean to sound like a prick, but you're a prick. Okay? I'm not saying you could be a good person, but you just lie a little too much. And now this is the end of Laris. Okay? So let's just throw that out there. Know more about him. He does amazing content, right? But there's just certain things I completely disagree with. Doesn't make him a bad YouTuber or a bad person, but he's definitely a liar. Alright? So everybody, now it's done and settled. Stay safe.